For 3 long years, Amora lived in London working as a nurse. Every night after her shift, she would sit by the small window of her apartment and imagine the warm breeze of Lagos brushing against her face again. She missed the laughter in her home, the spicy smell of pepper soup, and most of all, her husband Chinedu. Before she left Nigeria, they had struggled financially. Amora promised she would travel abroad, work hard, and send money so they could build a better future. 3 years will pass quickly, she told him at the airport. Chinedu had held her hands tightly. I will wait for you, my wife. Our home will still be here when you return. Amora trusted him completely. During those years, she sent money regularly. Chinedu used the money to renovate their house in Suralia and start a small business. Amora's best friend, Ngozi, often visited Chinedu to help him manage things. Don't worry, Ngozi would tell Amora during video calls. Your husband is fine. I'm helping him take care of everything. Amora felt grateful for such a loyal friend. Finally, the day came for her return. As her plane landed in Lagos, excitement filled her heart. I can't wait to see my husband, she whispered. She imagined Chinedu waiting at the airport with flowers. But when she walked through the arrival gate, he wasn't there. Amora frowned. Maybe he's stuck in traffic, she thought. She called his phone, but it went straight to voicemail. Strange worry crept into her heart. Still, she forced a smile and took a taxi home. The driver stopped in front of her house. The lights inside were on. Amora smiled with relief. My family is waiting, she said softly. But as she opened the door, the truth waiting inside would change her life forever. Amora pushed the door open slowly. The house looked different. New furniture filled the living room. Beautiful curtains hung by the windows. She smiled proudly. So Chinedu really used the money well, she murmured. Then she heard laughter from the kitchen. A woman's laughter. Amora froze. Her heart began beating fast. Maybe a visitor, she whispered to herself. She walked quietly toward the kitchen. The smell of jollof rice filled the air. 2 voices were talking. One was Chinedu's. The other voice sounded painfully familiar. Amora stepped closer. Chinedu, the rice is ready, the woman said. Good, he replied warmly. My wife cooks the best jollof. Amora's breath stopped. Wife. She slowly stepped into the kitchen. The spoon fell from the woman's hand. Both women stared at each other. It was Ngozi, Amora's best friend. For a moment, no one spoke. Ngozi. Amora whispered. Ngozi's face turned pale. Amora, you're back. Chinedu turned around and nearly dropped the plate he was holding. Amora. The silence felt heavy. Amora looked around the kitchen. Ngozi was wearing an apron in her home. Her home. Why are you cooking here? Amora asked slowly. Ngozi looked down. Chinedu rubbed his forehead nervously. Amora, let me explain. But Amora's voice became cold. Explain what? Her eyes moved between them. Then she noticed something that shattered her heart. A framed photo on the wall. It showed Chinedu and Ngozi smiling together. Like a couple. Amora's chest tightened. What is going on here? She demanded. Neither of them answered immediately. Finally Ngozi spoke softly. Amora, things changed while you were away. Amora felt the ground disappear beneath her feet. Amora's hands trembled as she stared at the photo. Things changed, she repeated slowly. Yes, Ngozi said quietly. Chinedu stepped forward. Amora, listen. Don't touch me, she snapped. The room felt smaller with every second. You were my best friend, Amora said to Ngozi. Ngozi looked ashamed. At first I only came to help him, she explained. You were far away and he was lonely. Amora laughed bitterly. So loneliness made you move into my house? Chinedu raised his voice slightly. Amora, it wasn't like that. Then what was it like? She asked. Silence answered her. Ngozi finally spoke again. Months passed. You kept extending your stay abroad. I was working for our future. Amora cried. Yes, Ngozi said softly. But you weren't here. Amora felt tears burn her eyes. And you decided to replace me. No, Chinedu said quickly. Feelings just happened. Feelings. Amora repeated. Her voice shook with disbelief. You married my best friend while I was sacrificing my life abroad. Ngozi shook her head quickly. We didn't marry. But Chinedu looked away. Amora noticed the movement. Her heart sank. You did marry her, she whispered. Chinedu remained silent. The silence said everything. Amora's voice broke. How long? Ngozi whispered the answer. 2 years. Amora staggered back like someone struck by lightning. 2 years. Half the time she was away. Half the time they were lying. The room blurred with tears. I trusted both of you, she said quietly. Neither could meet her eyes. And in that moment, Amora understood something painful. The two people she loved most had destroyed her world together. The next morning, Amora called a family meeting. In Nigerian tradition, such matters could not remain hidden. Soon the living room filled with elders. Chinedu's father sat quietly with a walking stick. Amora's aunt folded her arms angrily. Everyone waited for the truth. Amora stood in the middle of the room. I went abroad to help my family, she said calmly. But when I returned, I found my husband living with my best friend. Gasps filled the room. Chinedu's father turned to his son. Is this true? Chinedu looked down. Yes. The old man's face hardened. You brought shame to this family. Ngozi sat silently beside the wall. Amora's aunt pointed at her. And you? You betrayed your own friend. Ngozi wiped her tears. I didn't plan it. The elders murmured angrily. Chinedu finally spoke. I was lonely. Amora stayed away too long. Amora laughed softly. So my sacrifice became my crime? No one answered. The oldest elder in the room cleared his throat. In our culture, he said slowly, betrayal of friendship and marriage carries consequences. Everyone listened carefully. Chinedu wronged his wife, the elder continued. Ngozi broke the sacred trust of friendship. The room fell silent. Finally he looked at Amora. You are the one who was wronged. What do you want? Amora stood quietly for a long moment. Then she spoke. I want my dignity back. The elders nodded. Chinedu looked worried. What does that mean? He asked. Amora's eyes were calm but firm. It means I will not fight for a man who forgot my value. Everyone in the room felt the weight of her words. After the meeting, the elders gave their decision. Chinedu would lose the house Amora paid for. Ngozi would return to her family in disgrace.
I'm so overwhelmed.
But consequences did not stop there.
I'm failing.
Chinedu's business began to fail.
I'm so overwhelmed.
Customers stopped trusting him.
I feel like I'm
Any man who betrays his wife cannot be trusted, people whispered.
Tell us what's
Within
wrong.
months, his shop closed.
We're here for you.
Ngozi also faced her own punishment. Her family rejected her actions. You destroyed a friendship that was like sisterhood, her mother told her sadly. Soon she left Lagos to start life somewhere far away.
Tell us what's wrong.
Meanwhile, Amora chose a different path.
We're here for you.
Instead of drowning in anger, she focused on rebuilding her life. She opened a small health clinic using the savings she brought home. Patients quickly respected her kindness. You are a strong woman, people often told her. One evening, Chinedu came to see her. He looked tired and regretful. Amora, I made a terrible mistake, he said quietly. She looked at him calmly. Yes, you did. Can you forgive me? Amora thought carefully before answering. I forgive you, she said. Hope appeared in his eyes. But her next words crushed it. Forgiveness doesn't mean returning. Chinedu lowered his head. I understand. As he walked away, Amora felt a strange peace in her heart. The betrayer had broken her once. But it also revealed her true strength.